everyone, my name is Hannah and I am based in the beautiful Southwest. And I've been doing children's ministry for over 10 years now and I love every minute of it. But today what I want to talk to you about is being missional and how can we do it well. The year of 2020, COVID-19 hit and all of a sudden everything that we know about children's ministry was thrown out the window. We had to leave our buildings and we had to be creative and innovative of how we do children's ministry. And we had to actively do things outside of our buildings. But what an incredible opportunity it is to change things around from now on into the future. What an incredible opportunity to change our thinking, to learn some new things. Now, Mark 16:15 says this, "Go into all the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole creation." We all know that we should reach out. We all know that we should do it. Jesus set the example. He could have done a massive healing conference right in one place and people could have come to him. But what he did was actually he went to many different places. He went far and wide and he was with the lonely, the lost and the broken. He reached out into his area. So we all know we should do it. But how do we do it? And how do we do it well? Well, first we need to try something. We won't get anywhere unless we actually try something. But maybe what we need to do is start off small first. And it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything, but everything counts. And when we are faithful with the small things, then God blesses the work that we do. So firstly, we can connect with other churches and organisations and workers in our areas. Now, when I first started doing this at the beginning of my children's ministry, of when I was really just getting going, it seemed like a bit of a pointless and time-consuming thing. But over time, the relationships that I've built and the support that has built has been absolutely incredible. And through open, honest conversations with people, we have been able to grow and we have been able to see more opportunities open up to our children's ministries. Secondly, we can go outside. Simply put, we can just go outside. Everything that we have in our building, when we do worship, games, a short talk, whatever you do in your program right now, you could just grab it all, take it all outside simply, and just pop up anywhere within your community. It's really exciting to see church outside of our buildings, and we could do that as well. We can do a family driving experience as well. I've seen many churches do these types of experiences. They've done it in abandoned car parks or fields or even Morrison's car parks after hours. And there's many different ways that you can do these types of things. So if that is something that you would want to do, connect with other churches that have done it and see what things you can do. Or maybe you can even go door to door. What I do sometimes and what I found beneficial is to connect with the people that I've already seen or connect with the people that we have in our children's ministry and go door to door and see them face to face at their home. We may not be able to invite them into our buildings, but we can go door to door. We need to remember that church can be seen as just a Sunday thing. Do our children actually think about church during the week? Do they think about God during the week? And if we truly want to see disciples raised, maybe what we need to do is think about actually how are we connecting with them during the week? How are they connecting with church during the week? Might be a challenge for you, might be a little bit of encouragement, but maybe we could stretch our minds for that as well. But remember, in everything that you're trying, in anything that you want to try, start somewhere small. Focus on that. And be open to new opportunities, new things, because this is a new season. God is making all things new. In Isaiah 43:18-19, it says this, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and the streams in the wasteland. We don't know what new would look like. We didn't know what new would look like, but his promises are still the same. So be open to the new, get creative, and don't grow weary of doing the good things, because at the right time, we will reap the harvest. The thing that I want to encourage you with as well today is that closure doesn't mean failure. Some things have to actually come to an end, and too many times we beat ourselves up over this. Too many times we see what other churches are doing and focus on that and get frustrated that it's not working for us. Too many times we look at the growth in numbers rather than the growth in fruit. Too many times we stick to the same thing because that's all we know, even if it's not working. But closure doesn't mean failure. We were once doing a bunch of community projects, and we were doing kids, family, youth projects in a community centre outside of our church building, and it was going great. It was fruitful, and we saw many people get supported through that. But slowly things started to dwindle down, and we realised that it was coming to a close. And we were like, but what happens now? What do we do now? And actually what God was doing was he was bringing everything back into our building in that season. Now that can go against things, but actually we were still reaching out. We were bringing the clubs to our building, and we managed to see things grow from our building. We also did open the book assemblies in the school, and again, that started to come to a close because we had a new head and things started to change. And we were like, but this is our way of reaching into a school. What do we do now? And God opened the door for TLG to come through as well. And then we were able to do early intervention in a primary school, working one-to-one with children, which was really, really good for that time as well. God is always birthing something new. So don't be afraid of closure, but follow that new thing that God wants to give you. The last thing that I want to say is stay aligned with God. How do you reach out well? We do it in a line with how God is leading us individually in the here and now. What works for me won't necessarily work for you. And this is where we have to actively seek God's heart for our ministries. We need to open up our hearts and minds to listen to the voice of God and say, God, what are you doing right now for us in this time? Sometimes we can get a little bit stuck and we can't figure out. And when we just don't keep going and doing new things, but we just get stuck. If that is you right now, then what I encourage you is to go back to the first commandment that God gives us, which is just to love others. Show love to other people in your community and other children in your community in whatever way you feel you can do. Take a step of faith. Take a step out of your comfort zone. Ask God for a passion and a heart for your community. Ask him to break your heart for your community and see the places that God will lead. But whatever you are doing an incredible job. Remember that. You are doing an incredible job. We are cheering you on all the way, and I can't wait to see what doors God opens up for you in your children's ministry.